Now to get to the real Super Bowl. I watched the Super Bowl for the halftime show. You know, like that kind of thing. Or people are like, when does the Kendrick Lamar concert start?
That was dramatic.
That was
I overachieved.
That's right. Isn't it nice that we're all having a beer?
It is.
It is.
Isn't it?
It just feels right.
And everyone's having a different beer, too. Like, mine's desserty, because I
I'm
just
having
had...
the same one as Matt. But,
Well, I have a hams up there waiting. But isn't dry January just fucking bullshit?
How'd you do?
I'm fine.
I feel like other than
okay, I had a drink after the Vikings game.
Good man. Good man.
And not this past weekend, but the weekend before that, I had some drinks with Sam's cousin and their friends and stuff like that.
So you had a damp January.
I wouldn't call it damp. I mean, damp would insinuate that I had a drink like each week.
No, that's wet.
Is that wet?
Wet January is each
Call me
week.
wet every week. Then. God damn. Yeah, what's soaked? What, can you? Oh, you're recording, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Can you go over the levels of dry January and what they mean? So dry, you are saying
Dry, no drinks.
no drinks,
You're not.
zero.
You're not drinking anything.
How about 1
Vikings
to 2?
lose, you don't drink. In-laws are in town, you don't drink. Like
Okay.
that's dry.
Wow.
1 to 3, damp.
1 to 3 is damp.
3, no, they would have to be 4 to.
What is that? Moist.
4 to 7.
I think moist is more appropriate
There you
because
go.
if my pants are damp,
Yeah.
people are like, "Oh, you peed your pants."
Deal.
If my pants are moist, they're like, "Oh, you just have swamp ass."
Deal. 1 to 3, moist. 4 to 7, damp.
4 to 7. Okay.
So that's 4 to 7. That's 1 drink a night. And
Wow.
then wet.
Wait, is this per? This is throughout the whole month.
Hold
right,
on, hold
though?
on.
Or
Are we
per
doing week or per
No,
month?
I
I'm
was
calling
thinking
a
month.
month.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's why I was so
Calling
confused.
a month. Okay, so if you have 1
Yeah.
to 3 drinks in an entire month,
moist.
moist.
Yeah. Like
Four-
my let's say this. My drinking is moist year round.
Well, you could be
1
Use
to
you
3.
sometimes
year
border
round.
on that damp though.
Sometimes it depends what kind of
Oh,
shenanigans
my
we're
boy
getting
gets
into.
Damp.
Yeah.
My boy gets damp over there.
When we start this podcast on a regular basis,
he's like
you're
a
damp.
musty basement over there.
Then what are you?
Man, I'm just in the pool.
You're swimming in the deep
Are you
end.
kidding? Okay,
All right,
so
let's go through it.
Damp 4 to 7.
Yep.
Is this the let's talk about it?
It might be now.
We're gonna have 2 tonight.
We're gonna have 2.
We'll
let's
tell
talk
you what
about
we're
it.
getting into our podcast here after we can get this off our chest.
This is a very professional approach to this. Okay, so 4 to 7, we're talking damp.
Damp.
What do you think? 8 to 16 is gonna be
I would say wet.
Can't get
wet.
I would say wet.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
8 to okay. So think
Because
of it
that's
this way.
less than 1 a week. No, that's
But are you
1 to
saying
2 a
like
week.
days drinking or like total?
Brother, that's
drinks?
4 a week. That
Oh,
is
yeah,
4
that's-
drinks
yeah,
a week. You got
that's
to
good
think
math
about it
over
from
there.
that.
That's good
4 a
math
week,
over there.
right?
Yeah,
if
that's
you have
wet.
16, if you have the edge
So
of
you're
it,
4 a week,
4 a week.
just 4 drinks a week. Even if all 4 of them are in like one day, this is wet.
That's wet.
Okay, fair enough.
I hate saying that. That's wet.
That's wet.
Yeah, it's kind of.
So what's
Feels just wrong.
soaking? Not what the Mormons do, but what's soaking then?
It would have to be a drink every day. You would have to almost go 20 plus.
But
you
one
average a
drink,
drink a
one
day?
drink a day.
1 drink a day would be wet.
So 17 to 31.
No, let's do 17 to not 31 yet. If you're having, let's do 31.
We're talking
1
dry
drink a day.
January.
Yeah, 1 drink a day.
Oh,
So-
this
so-
is strictly just dry January.
This is dry
terms.
January.
Yeah.
So like as soon as it
17
goes to
31.
February, this is whole
It
new
doesn't
category.
matter.
Okay.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. These rules are nonsense.
Every day is
17 drinks. 17 to 31 drinks.
Yep.
Is soaking.
Soaking.
Now, you're in the pool.
You're in the pool. That's 3
What's in the
drinks a
pool?
night.
3 drinks a night.
Yeah, you're putting them back.
Okay, so you are upping the level from 31.
I hope none of us are soaking because
That's 93 drinks
that's
in a month.
lot of booze in 1 month.
There's no way I'm having 93 drinks in a month.
Do you think you're having 93 drinks in a month, but just not every single day?
So what you're saying is like I'm loading up on like 10 one of those.
No, I'm
days.
just curious. Do either of you think that?
No. No, man.
I was gonna say
No
I don't think
way.
you are.
No way.
No.
I honestly, no shame to anybody who is jumping in the pool, but like I do feel like maybe that's ocean territory.
Yeah.
And maybe we can say 32 to 62 could be in the pool.
Okay.
And then we can say 63 to 93 is you're in the ocean.
Yeah, and hopefully there's an AA meeting out there in the
I-
ocean
I
because
do feel like you automatically qualify for AA
you
meetings.
need to go find someone.
Because if you're having 3 drinks a day for an entire month, that's tough.
That is tough.
That's tough. That's a hard life.
Moist, damp, wet, soaked,
In the
Ocean.
pool.
Oh, pool.
ocean.
Ocean.
Wait,
5
so there was a
levels to
circle.
dry January.
What I don't think it can
That
get
is
more than
that is the wettest January I've ever heard.
That's a wet January. That's a wet boy.
That is a wet boy.
And you're damp.
I'm damp. I'm probably consistently damp.
You and I have got to be the same level. We got to be
Yeah.
pretty close.
Yeah.
Oceans.
Oceans. Yeah, we're straight to
We're
93
ocean
drinks.
boys.
Wait,
No.
that was in 1 week.
Actually, guys, this is a weekly AA meeting that we do.
Oh, perfect. We're just dropping the anonymous part. It's just alcoholics.
Oh man.
Let's talk about it.
Hey, we just did.
We
That
pass
is
judgments on people that have 3 drinks a night.
that is the first. Let's talk about it.
This makes me want to actually like count my drinks
We should
to
for a
see where I
month,
fall. Well, we can't do February because it's 28.
plus or minus
Perfect.
2.
Then you feel better
Plus or
about it.
minus 2. That's right. It's a cheat.
Yeah, so
We get 3 days.
you got to do February.
See, now if you end up in that 93 range and you have 28 days,
Then you don't feel better
oh,
about it.
buddy.
Yeah.
Oh, buddy, that's worse.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are back for episode 21 of the podcast. There's a lot to unpack tonight. We had some breaking news when it comes to the NBA over the last 2 days. Super Bowl's coming up.
Yeah.
None of us have drinking problems, I don't think.
No.
But we already talked about it.
But let us know where you fall.
Yeah.
You publicly,
We'll put it out on the Instagram.
You publicly announce how much
You just
how
let
much
us know how
alcohol
much
you
you're drinking.
consume.
What a normal thing to
What if
request.
we get to a certain number and Hams is like, wow, this is the content we've been
Hey.
waiting for?
They got a bunch of boys in the ocean over there. We gotta send them a pallet.
Man.
Man. Hey, you guys might be surprised by this, but they're still not a sponsor.
They're not a sponsor.
How
but
are they not?
They could be.
They could be.
They could be.
Could be.
2 out of the 3 of us are wearing our hoodies tonight.
Yep.
I will just point that out.
And this time it was not me who
And Trevor is the one who did not mess up.
I'm repping Haribo, which is
Yeah.
Bears still.
That
True.
See?
good point.
Okay.
Good point. You
All
think
right.
Hams will hop onto that?
If we get Haribo instead, I would be satisfied. I'll eat gummy bears the whole time that we podcast. It'll be disgusting to listen to.
We can soak them in vodka
Yeah.
Ooh.
or tequila. I would soak them in tequila, not
You
vodka.
think that's better?
Vodka's
Yeah,
better.
no,
You're a tequila boy.
I'm a tequila boy.
Ugh.
Vodka is for evil monsters.
Now,
And
what
it's
if you're
just right
having?
for gummy bears?
What if you're having? What if you're in the ocean with tequila?
No, you're dead.
Yo.
Whoa.
No, you're done for. You're done skis.
I love it. We're gonna jump right into it since we already talked about it a little bit with dry January. NBA fellas, what just happened? What just happened? Can someone explain to me this whole Luka, Anthony Davis? No one knew about the trade. Luka's on the move to LA. Anthony Davis is on the move to Dallas. What's going on?
Not even the people involved in that can explain that to you.
I was going to say, so we haven't gotten a clear explanation from either of the teams.
What? You don't believe
at
in
this
the
point.
I just want defense?
I don't believe in the I just want defense from Nico Harrison,
Yeah.
who's the Mavs general manager. It's one of the most dumbfounding things that I've ever seen. I mean, this is obviously going down as one of the craziest trades of all time. You have to think guys like Luka, I mean Anthony Davis to an extent, are almost untouchable in these NBA circles. And you see Luka get traded when he's injured, about to come back in the middle of the night after all of the NBA people are going to bed, and now he's got to get on a plane and he's going to the Lakers.
Yeah.
Luka, who led his team to an NBA Finals, Luka, who has been an All-Pro almost every single year, except for his first year, which he was Rookie of the Year, I might add.
That is kind of the most mind-blowing part, is how do you go to the finals and then all of a sudden you're like, nah, let's not repeat this.
You look at him and you say, oh, well, we only did that? We only were a surprise finals team?
Yeah.
Okay. That's crazy. So just a little recap of what the trade actually looked like. Because this is more the part that I'm hung up on, is what the return is. Based on how the NBA market has been in trades. So the Lakers get Luka, Maxi Kleber, and Markieff Morris. Okay, those last two don't really matter. They're not going to play all that much. But to make the contracts work, I think they had to get kicked in.
Yep.
The Mavericks get Anthony Davis, Max Christie, who is the son of Doug Christie, who's the Kings interim head coach right now, and a 2029 Lakers first-round pick. That's it. Except for the Jazz, if you really care. Jalen Hood-Schifino, ball-dominant guard, is not going to work out for him with the team that he plays for. 2025 Clippers second-rounder and a Mavs second-rounder.
The Jazz were involved in this trade?
The Jazz were involved for contract-related
sorta,
things.
yeah.
Yes.
I didn't know that. I just thought I literally thought it was straight up between the two teams.
They are the beneficiary of draft picks.
Gotcha.
They are becoming the new version of the Oklahoma City Thunder, where you can dump your contracts but throw in a couple picks.
Yeah.
Mhm.
How is, again, based on what the market has been, how is this the trade? And more than that, how are the Mavericks calling one team? And let me back that up even more. Why are the Mavericks calling anybody about trading Luka? There's so many questions that unravel and unravel and unravel, and there's just no clarity to it. And we talked about it a little bit before we started the podcast. So one of the classic things that always happens when somebody gets fired or traded or released or whatever, there's always the reporters dumping out the notebook about that individual.
Trevor, I didn't know that was a thing until Matt told me about that.
That's a thing. You look it up for any coach or like any of these NFL head coaches or NBA coaches that get fired. There's a pretty bad one about Mike Brown getting fired midseason with the Sacramento Kings, actually, about all the dysfunction that person caused, and that's why this team is the way it is, not the people that remain there with the team. So it's a way of like shucking blame, saying this is somebody else's fault. We're perfectly fine. The ownership group should believe in us. And it was this person, and we needed to get rid of him. I have seen no stories or articles, and I follow a lot of the Dallas Mavericks beat writers just because they worked for ESPN and have always really liked the writing, and no one's got it. No one has got it who has followed this team for like 20, 30 years. I can't believe that, especially from the Maverick side of things. You got to do damage control. You're getting burned on social media
Does
right
that
now.
just go to show like how, yeah, we see Luka play basketball and maybe he complains too much or people throw things that, oh, he's too big or he's too slow or he doesn't play defense, but it sounds like there's really nothing bad about the guy when it comes to a person if they're not emptying the books. You know what I mean?
Right. There isn't the like, and I say it jokingly, and I really hope it's not ever going to happen. But like, I asked my wife when it happened, I was like, I just wonder what legal trouble this guy's in, because what happened here? Why would you turn on your franchise player, the guy that was going to be the successor of Dirk Nowitzki for the next 20 plus years, and say we're trading them in the middle of the night? Why would you do that? So I was like, there has to be some kind of a legal related thing.
And for a guy farther into his career too, like
Exactly.
you're trading a younger player.
Exactly.
25. I didn't know
Yeah.
that. Or
26, right?
turning 26.
Turning
Yeah,
26
okay.
at the end of this month. You're just saying, I mean, you're just putting them out to pasture. And you're saying you are not worth, in their minds, what some of these other people are worth. I
still stand by my statement that if Anthony Davis can stay healthy and he can play like his prime self, I actually might take him over Luka. But there's no way this is happening.
No.
No way.
It's going to get personal for both of them. I think Luka's going to be like, well, I'm going to go show this guy that I can lose weight or whatever it is, because that's the big thing, and we'll get into that. That was the main headline that kind of came out.
So I guess that's good context. So the damage control stuff that I have been kind of referencing is Luka's 270 pounds.
Yep.
He's
Seventh.
He's 6'9", by the way. So
He's the
I
seventh
don't know, it's
heaviest
probably
guy
okay.
in the NBA right now.
Well, I mean,
He's had a
you
nagging.
see Zion.
Yeah, I was
I
gonna
don't
say,
know if it's really
Zion's
okay.
got something to say to that.
Yeah.
He's had a nagging calf injury,
Mhm.
which this year he decided to take care of because he felt like he had more faith in his team to be able to kind of coast while he got healthy fully and make an actual finals run, because last year he was playing on a bad calf the entire year.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say, of all the injuries to have to do with like conditioning, I mean, you're the person to ask for this, Taylor. But the calf, it doesn't seem like the one that his weight is going to be the biggest problem for. I would have thought like joints maybe or something.
Yeah, but the calf is those guys can move so quick and they're so like snappy with crossovers.
You've seen
or
Luka
spin
move quick?
Well, they still have
when
to
were you watching?
fair point. They still have to plant. They still have to move. They still have to do all that stuff, even though it may not look quick compared to the other athletes in the NBA. But the calf is taking quite a bit of punishment, and it is for basketball players. Even like if any of us were to hurt our calves, it would take a while because we're walking, we're jumping, we're
Well, I expect
moving,
it
we're
to be a
doing stuff.
long-term injury if he
Yeah.
does injure it. But I just, of all the ones for weight to affect, I would have thought like more would be going away. Like his joints would be crap and whatever else, I don't know.
Yeah, you can say that when it comes to weight. But again, those guys can take care of their bodies so well. Even if they are bigger, they're going to be able to avoid some of that joint pain and all
Sure.
that stuff. That's like a whole nother 30-minute podcast we can go down when it comes to fancy
yeah.
injuries.
I was just surprised to see that as
You can
an
play
excuse
Twitter
for it.
doctor.
We
It's
can.
Yeah.
fine. Everybody
There you
does
go.
it.
Everyone
Everybody
does
does it. But that has been the thing that has kind of come out recently. And there's also the highlight of, well, Luka could get offered a supermax
Yeah.
this year, which would have been
Well, he
Fi-
would have probably.
so yes. So he should have gotten
5 years, 325, wasn't it?
5 years,
Yeah.
345.
345.
which
Which could have gone
A lot of
up
money
if
Which guess what? I'm slapping that shit on the table in front of him the first moment I can. I say, "Go ahead. We will give you every penny that we can possibly give you." And now,
Are you saying the Mavericks or the Lakers?
Mavericks.
The Mavericks.
if I was the Mavericks,
Yeah.
I would have, that deal would have been already in place, would have gotten it done.
Yeah.
the Lakers probably will be in a couple of years here, so
But they can't. They can't
Not
offer
right now,
him that
I know.
level of money.
that's why I'm saying. But he's becoming the, like we talked about, he's becoming the new face because LeBron's going to be out of there, and we
Right.
don't know when. But,
But my
the
point,
new face of the Lakers.
new face of the
Yes,
Lakers,
okay.
yeah.
But my point about the contract is, now it seems like another slap in the face to him because Luka cannot get that supermax again until he is with the Lakers for a certain amount of time.
What is the length? I can't.
So he has to be there for a few years. You have to make all NBA teams. You have to make
You have
all
to hit
All-Stars.
certain
More than-
tiers.
Yes, you have to hit certain tiers to make a supermax with a team.
Is it more than 2 when you're already
It's
been
more
in
than-
the
it's-
league for that long?
Yeah, it's more than 2.
Okay.
So the reason why supermaxes were created was to try to incentivize teams to hold on to their guys. Well, I should
Working great.
say reverse that a little bit. The players to stick with their teams that drafted them.
Yeah.
So you can offer that player more money than literally any other team in the NBA. So for Luka to take that pay cut, it's going from 345 to probably like 320.
Well, I mean, this wasn't his option.
Yeah.
But
No, I understand that. But it's like another slap in the face to Luka to say, okay, not only do we not trust you, but we are going to financially hinder you in the future.
Well, I feel like the money's got to be one of the biggest parts. Otherwise, like you said, it doesn't make any sense. And what are they going to do? I don't know what they're going to do with this money, or at least they think they're going to do with this money. But
Sure. So are they going to give a max deal to Anthony Davis?
maybe they have secret talks.
because
under the
Anthony
table
Davis's
somewhere.
deal is coming up in a couple years.
2.
Yeah.
No, 3. 2 or 3.
But it's coming up in a couple
Yeah.
years. So
Well,
you're
they're
going to
probably
have to make a decision there on at that point in a couple years,
Well, they're not going to give it.
33-year-old.
They're not going to give it to Kyrie.
Yeah, what? So 33 in a
Right.
couple of years is what you said?
No, he's
For-
33 now. He's
No,
gonna be
he's 31 right
Yeah, I
now.
thought you said-
Oh.
So in a couple years he'll be 33.
Okay, yeah.
So in a couple years,
But
you're
Anthony
gonna
Davis has had so many injuries that this man's not playing as long as Steph and LeBron and
He's not
Exactly.
playing at this level. And
Yeah.
we chatted about this a little bit. He's probably got one more big contract in him.
Yep.
And who knows if he'll last during that big contract because, again,
doubt
he'll
it.
be 33.
when's the last time he has lasted through a season?
And then let's say he gets 5 years or even 3 years, 36 years old at his height and his, I don't know.
That's what blows my mind the most is like if you're going to blame anything on conditioning And then you pick up a guy who maybe is in better condition, but he can't hold himself together to save his life. Like, everything breaks on him. Like, what do you...
Just think about it from also just this perspective, a one-to-one thing. And maybe this isn't the most fair thing to do, but it's honestly where my head goes. You start off the playoffs last year, and you swap Luka for Anthony Davis. Do the Mavs make the finals with Anthony Davis in that spot instead of Luka? No.
I don't think so.
I actually think they could.
You think that they can... I don't think they get past the Wolves. I don't think they get past OKC.
It would have been such a different
that's
game.
the thing, is I think if they didn't play the Timberwolves, they would.
But they had OKC in the second round. You think they get past OKC with Anthony Davis
Yep.
in that spot?
Yeah.
So you got a lot of faith in Anthony Davis.
I do have a lot of... he's a really good player. I feel like he's underrated. The problem is you can't rate him so high when he's not playing half of his games.
This is a guy last year.
He's been playing most of his games this year, right?
Played
year, yeah,
76 games last year and has never reached that spot. The most he's played in one season is 61 games before then.
Before last year.
Before last year.
Yeah.
He's... Okay,
But we're taking injuries out of it, though. We're assuming that he's on the team. No, but you're talking about the playoff run.
I'm talking about the playoff run, yes.
So let's pretend 0 injuries.
Okay, 0 injuries.
Then I think, yes, they could still make it with him.
I don't see it because, and again, we're going to have to see how these offenses run. That's going to be a big thing.
Totally different players, too.
So
yeah, they'd have to change a lot of things up, so it'd be weird to see.
Yeah.
Right, so there's going to have to be so many changes to both of their offenses to be able to account for that because, okay, Luka has the highest usage percentage of any NBA player like playing right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you remove him from that offense. So Kyrie is going
has
up.
the ball a lot.
Kyrie will have the ball now
every play.
99% of the plays. Yeah.
So you're banking on Kyrie to do what, 85% of the workload that Luka did. Right?
Yeah.
So like the ball movements, the running things, the lobs, like all that.
Say what sucks for them now is like the lob situation that they killed us with was because they had 2 guards that we had to come up on.
And now it's gone.
Yep.
And now you should be sitting back. And that's why I said if they play the Timberwolves and Rudy Gobert has the job of let's just stand in the paint sitting right next to Anthony Davis, who's not going to be in the paint, but you get the point.
Yeah.
Like he just sits on him.
Yeah.
I just want to go over some recent draft compensation stuff because again, that's what I'm really getting hung up on is how did they arrive at this deal? Again, Mavs called them. Nobody else got to know that Luka was an option. LeBron didn't even know that Luka was
what they
making
want.
a trade.
That's the interesting part.
Oh, it doesn't matter. There's
Well, it
10,
doesn't
there's
matter
10
anymore.
teams in the NBA that I could know would make a better offer than what the Lakers did. I know that.
Well, I don't even know if there was an offer. They probably just said, I want Anthony Davis. Let's make a deal.
And
that's what it seems like.
That seems pretty clear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like that.
So Rudy Gobert trade. Wolves gave up 4 first-rounders and a pick swap for him. De'Aaron Fox, which just happened with San Antonio.
Did you see what the Bulls got? Well, you
Yeah.
can probably tell me what the Bulls got.
So the Kings
We
got...
got screwed on our cat trade.
Yep.
Yes, we did.
We got so screwed.
That's a whole other section that we can deal with later.
Yep.
I'm not ready to talk about
Nope,
that.
we're not talking about that.
De'Aaron Fox trade. Kings got 3 first-rounders and 3 second-rounders, and then you get, obviously, Levine. I'm just talking about draft compensation. Right
Yeah.
Kevin Durant trade to Phoenix. The Nets got 4 first-rounders plus a pick swap. Bradley Beal trade. Wizards got 10 picks and swaps. So between the multi-team trade that they had.
And yet we don't have another first-round pick in the next 50 years.
Uh-huh.
Or something like that.
And Mikal Bridges, who got traded from
That's
the
a while.
Nets to join his Villanova buddies. The Nets got 5 first-round picks from the Knicks for that. None of those guys, I guess maybe you would say, except for Kevin Durant, are to the caliber of Luka or Anthony Davis.
No.
Yeah, no.
Right? Okay. So why are they getting traded like this?
Yeah,
Why is there not more from the Lakers side of things to kick in? How are the Lakers not only kicking in 1 first-round pick that is 4 years from now?
Yeah, that's almost a shot at Luka too. Like you said, it's like he's 25 years old, and
but it's like you
we're gonna
said,
trade you
none
for
of
a
these people are the
31-year-old.
caliber of either one of those players.
No, I
So
understand
you're already
that.
trading the higher caliber players. How would you? What else would you throw in to make it so that the Lakers don't just go, no? That's just crazy.
I think and this has been reported now, but Dalton Connect and 3 firsts were in the first talks
With Anthony Davis
with
still
Anthony
in it?
Davis.
damn.
Okay.
That would have been.
That I think the Lakers lose.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah,
I think if I'm the Mavs, that's the deal, and I don't move off of it, and I go to bed that night. And say,
I guess
you gotta,
the
you
one
gotta call
thing
me
you
in the
can
middle of
say
the
is, that you are building a future because the guy is young. So like, but he's also made several claims that he's not going to play forever.
But again, from the Mavs,
Who? Dalton Connect?
Luka.
Oh, Luka.
from the Mavs' perspective, okay, now I have Dalton Connect, who is a promising wing, which they need badly, and they made a trade for Caleb Martin today from the 76ers to shore that up.
The problem is then
You have Anthony
the Mavs
Davis.
would be saying, well, yeah, I guess.
But then you have 3 first-round picks that then you have the time for and to trade away for something.
well,
And
the
it's every
Mavs
other
are
year,
winning in
right?
that. Yeah, the Mavs are easily
I
winning
know,
in that. But
the Mavs, and
why
this
would
is
the Lakers agree to it?
right?
though?
But the Mavs gave up all of their leverage when they initiated the phone call.
True.
They lost every bit of leverage, which is why I think Nico Harrison, where he can smile at that little press conference of his, and Jason Kidd can just stare off into space because he's realized he's going to have to deal with Kyrie, who is borderline schizophrenic and is probably not going to enjoy the rest of the season all that much. And Anthony Davis can walk in a couple of years, and Jason Kidd's going to be out of a job just like he was in Milwaukee
Yeah.
Yeah.
and Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Like,
That is true.
I don't understand, especially from the coaching, just every bit of it to be like, oh, of course, this makes sense. This is good.
No, I don't really see.
Is
see
it a
from the
win
Mavs
now
side.
move? What am I missing here? This puts
That's
them
my
into the
biggest
top
problem
echelon.
with it is the win,
Win
now
now for
part,
who?
'cause,
Win
like,
now
the
for the
Mavs.
Lakers or the Mavs?
It's clearly a win now move for the Lakers
Yeah, but
Yeah,
again,
and
well,
building a sustainable future.
I think that's a future
but
move.
Luka's
It will still
also
not
been
hurt there now.
Luka's also been hurt
Okay, but the
and
Mavs
not really playing this year.
But the Mavs are doing neither of those things. They are not building for a future, and they are not pursuing a championship. This
So yeah, they're probably in a win now situation, or the GM thinks
They
they
have
are,
to
and
be
then
in a
GM
win-now
will be fired
situation.
tomorrow.
You
possibly.
can't go to the
I think so.
finals and then say you're not in a win now situation when you went there with like the same. Well, until Luka was gone now.
And look,
the same
we're talking about all of this right now, and the trade deadline is in a couple days.
Thursday,
so
correct?
something might flip, something might happen. I don't think Jimmy Butler helps his team, so I'm just gonna say
No.
that right now.
Man, I haven't
Like-
been following that at all.
Giannis is not walking through that door.
Nope.
They're not gonna have the draft capital for it. There is no. How about Julius Randle? Do you think they'll take Julius Randle?
Get him out of here.
I'll take Anthony Davis if they want Julius
Yeah.
Randle. That's fine.
One for
Straight
one.
up,
That's
straight
cool,
up,
man.
yeah,
Totally
That's cool.
fair, right?
No
I mean,
picks, no nothing.
Listen,
Yeah.
we'll throw in a second, but just
You
don't
can
ask me
have
much
our
more than that.
2078
So
Yeah.
then,
pick.
then you won't have a pick for 51 years.
So like I just what are the next steps for both of these teams? Are the Lakers viable contenders?
This year,
Yes.
I think they
Yeah.
will make a push now. Yes,
Gut
with Luka.
reaction right now.
I don't
Yeah.
think they needed this. I think they already were looking fairly solid. I do think those obviously still make
This
a push
helps.
with this.
This helps. No, okay. So who's moving into that
I
center
personally think
position
it
now? Who do they
doesn't
have?
help.
They're going to have to pick
Yeah.
someone up. The Lakers.
So the Lakers need to make some moves
Yeah.
because they need to shore up their
Yeah.
front court.
If they can
because
fix it, I think it helps. If they can't fix that, I think this actually hurts them for this year alone, and then they have to figure it out, and it'll help them in the long run, though.
defensively, the Lakers are in a bad spot.
Yeah.
But can they score 130 points a game?
Yeah, but that's
100%. Man, that 40.
we're gonna have the Pacers going all
Mythos.
again.
It could be well, please, much better than the
Mr.
Pacers.
LeBron is still doing crazy stuff in whatever year he is, 150. I don't understand. I don't understand how he keeps going. But
It'll be interesting to see how they work together.
But he can't be Miami LeBron and play center.
No,
no, he won't.
Those days are
Yeah, that's
done.
done.
Those are done. Those are done in Cleveland.
Yeah.
For the second
But-
round.
If he needs to, he would. I think that's
Yeah.
like LeBron's mindset.
in
like
the
if
playoffs,
he needs to, he
would.
will.
There's no way.
Well,
he's
he's
doing
not
this
going
this
to come out
season.
in the playoffs. He's going to play all the minutes. He's going to stay in the whole
Yeah.
time. So
they need to figure something out. Like Robert Williams from the Trailblazers used to be on the Celtics. Like he's got no chance with DeAndre Ayton in front of him, and the Blazers have won like 8 of their last 9, which is crazy. You
Mhm.
guys ever want to talk Trailblazers? I watched one of their games last week. They're crazy.
if it's not Brandon Roy, I'm not talking.
No, dude. The baby Blazers, You would love
Would I?
Shaden Sharp.
All right.
Shaden Sharp is an insane person.
Is he?
He is just trying to dunk out of his shoes. We're not
okay,
talking
I
So
like
we
about
got John Morant back.
Let's
He's
There we go.
exactly like Ja.
let's bring it
plays.
back. Let's bring it back to the two teams. Let's bring it back to Dallas. Let's bring it back to LA. I want to hear your guys' opinion with LeBron and Luka. And here's my quick 2 cents. LeBron is an amazing playmaker.
Mhm.
He's not the greatest spot up shooter.
Mhm.
He's not the greatest off the ball mover to get shots. He likes the ball. He likes to control the ball.
He likes bully ball.
And we've already talked about it. Luka has the highest percentage of usage when he was on the Mavericks. What are they gonna? What are those two gonna do?
I think LeBron will easily fade out. I think he's already wanted to have someone take over.
I agree, but you still need your 20 to 27 points from LeBron every single night.
Yeah.
Is he gonna shoot? Is
It just
he gonna
means
sit down low?
LeBron is not handling the playmaking.
Well,
Not
I mean,
as
Taylor
much.
does have a solid point here. Like, if LeBron's way of scoring is for him to handle the ball, how do you get him the points that they need to fill in that
Because the ball has to
gap?
go through LeBron at some point,
Yeah.
whether it's for 15 seconds or 5 seconds. If
I-
he's making a pass or
Yeah.
bullying people down low.
Because the ideal thing for Luka is if you had spot up shooters so that he can do exactly what LeBron's been doing these last few
Because
years.
Luka
so-
is not an off-ball guy.
No.
right. So you
Neither-
got two
not
guys
really.
that are not off ball
Neither
guys.
of them are.
Yeah. So it's kind of
that's
it'll
my
be
only,
interesting.
That's my only thought when I see those two play together.
But the thing that can be a difference is they're both extremely high IQ players.
Yeah, they're
so
very
like
smart.
the cutting and stuff might be made a little easier.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It'll be weird to see.
What are your thoughts, Matt?
It's just going to be strange to see because okay, you can say maybe prime Kyrie had some of the was equal to Luka in playmaking ability. Is that fair to say?
Oh yeah, when he was on the
Uh,
Or
when he,
close?
when he was on
It's a
Cleveland.
different type of playmaking almost.
Right.
But yeah.
But just
is.
just the
Yeah.
ball handling and the offensive
Yeah.
ability and the shot creation, like that's kind of like the peak of LeBron. Like I know Wade obviously was incredible, but Wade also mimicked some of LeBron's style. Like they played a little bit of the same, where they're like,
Yeah.
Actually, that's a
Head
good
down.
example because that's probably
head
what's
down
going to
and go
happen.
for it,
is
right?
LeBron's almost going to become the Dwayne Wade of
Yeah.
this team.
So, how LeBron will play with somebody like that is fascinating. It's fascinating because how is he going to be able to use this toy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or honestly, vice versa. How is Luka going to be able to play alongside this guy?
Yeah, that's another
Who-
I
thing
mean,
too.
I actually still love your example because like Dwayne Wade wasn't really known as a spot up. He's not a spot up
No,
shooter.
he's
so
not.
like it's
Nobody-
the
but
exact
they-
same scenario,
And
and,
he
it
developed
worked.
his
like,
mid-range
yeah.
through the years.
Right.
It worked
so
pretty
they
well.
both punished the paint. They both went mid range. That is sort of Luka's game too.
Yeah, that might
is
be what they have to do.
mid range baseline
Yep.
threes. I mean, obviously incredible playmaking, but when he drives, he can dish.
I hope
Yeah.
Dwayne Wade gives LeBron a bunch
But he's
of crap
also
for being
he's
in
also
same
the
role.
size he's also the size of LeBron and
Right.
can do those fadeaways. He
Yeah.
can get to where he wants. He can get to his spot and he can make shots over a lot of people. So they have two of those guys now because LeBron can do the exact same thing.
But then you go back and you visit the defensive side again, and
yeah,
now what?
Those games are going to be like Matt said, 142 to 138.
So like the Celtics, the Celtics in the finals hunted Luka.
Yeah.
They went straight at him every single time because they were like, "What are you going to do about it?
Yeah,
You're
Maybe
either going to
JJ will
foul,
find
which
a good
is
plan
terrific,
for it. I don't know.
but like how do you hide? You don't have to hide LeBron that much when it comes to playoffs.
No.
He does step it up. Okay, does he give a crap about playing the Suns in February?
No.
Not really. But like, how do you mask those two? Because Rui Hachimura is not going to be a guy. Dalton Connect is not going to be a defensive guy.
Mm-mm.
Again, they have these holes. They have Jackson Hayes, who is kind of their center, but like, how do you get a defensive stopper? They have Dorian Finney-Smith, who they traded for. I really like him. He can probably play a little bit of center.
Yeah.
But he's undersized. He's 6'9".
Yeah, I think you're right. They need to.
But like you
There
said,
needs to be a big move.
it's not
one more
Miami.
move by
It's
them.
not Miami Heat LeBron where he can guard all 5 positions.
No.
Very,
No.
very, very, very good. It's more like, oh well.
I feel like you could still do. And this is coming to playoff time again, but
yeah,
like
only playoff
4
time I'm talking.
positions.
He would be able to
probably.
contain. I think he'd be able to contain the center, but he's not like he used to be.
Yeah,
The-
no,
the
I wouldn't
centers
put
in
him
the
as a
NBA
center.
now
I'm
would
saying
work
the
'em.
4 because now that power forwards come out a little more
Yeah.
and stuff, and can be a little undersized in occasion. Like you could put him in those 4 spots. I feel like. But
So let's flip it now. What about Kyrie and Anthony Davis and that Mavericks team?
Okay,
go ahead
so
and start that one.
outside of Kyrie, and I know Anthony Davis is a very skilled offensive player. Where do you get the offense from?
Who else is on their team?
PJ Washington, who
Okay.
has
You
been
could ask
streaky this year.
It's the
Klay
same thing with the
Thompson.
Lakers. You're only having 2 gay offense.
No,
Like,
but
what do you?
right, but it's a reverse.
It is kind of the
because-
same situation.
Yeah.
No, because the Lakers do have more shooters.
Yeah.
Than the Mavericks.
But that
do.
took a few years for them to get. They didn't start that way, and it was LeBron and AD scoring everything.
I think the Mavericks are a good defensive team, and I do think that they're going to cause problems for some teams. But they still have a backcourt that is Kyrie Irving and Klay Thompson, who are both
Yeah.
negatives when it comes to playing teams. And again, if they don't get a matchup, like if they get an OKC matchup, I was watching OKC the other day when they played the Warriors, and they freaking lost, and I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, I did see that.
It was a horrible game. The Thunder are so weak in their front court. They are very similar to actually the Lakers, where they're so top heavy in their backcourt with their guards and their wings and their ability to switch. They don't have Chet. They've missed some other guys throughout this year. Hartenstein has been, up and down, up and down. Like, the Mavs are a bad matchup for them because Anthony Davis, PJ Washington, Derek Lively when he comes back, Daniel Gafford, like that front court for the Mavs
It's a good squad.
is actually really solid.
That's why
Okay.
I kind of say the Mavs just
But
don't want to play
But you
like.
still need
us
Kyrie
or
to
something,
score
but-
28 to 34 points a game. So is Kyrie going to do
Yeah.
that, or is he going to burn sage and piss off to Japan?
Well, I think they're putting all their marbles on that. Kyrie's going to be.
Right. You had
The old
one,
Kyrie
You
where
had
he's
one
just-
good year of Kyrie, and
He's
now you're
sitting-
like, oh, he's the guy.
He's sitting in that front office right now getting talked to.
Yeah,
Like, hey,
that
we need you
guy's-
to do that now.
This is
That's
this
probably going
is
to drive him
my
insane.
this is my problem. This is my problem with the Mavs moves.
I think he still can, though.
He can. He's very capable.
Didn't mean to cut you off, Matt. I think Kyrie can still. He's a very, very, very good, capable player. But
You just got to keep his focus.
is he? Yeah, I was just gonna say, up on top, is he?
So-
is he there?
Spin the wheel. Are you getting Celtics Kyrie? Are you getting Nets Kyrie? Are you getting Cavs Kyrie? You're getting Mavs last year Kyrie.
I think they need the same guy they had last year.
They need-
and
yeah.
they need him to do it like more possessions, though. Like,
right. He's
Yeah.
going to have to do
So
it
double
every
the
single night.
possessions, basically. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Kyrie's been on that many teams. I didn't even think about that.
and in a very short
Because
period
of
of
Short
time.
period of time.
attitude issues.
Yeah, no, I
Yes.
know.
Because of all the stuff that he has. So
what,
like
were, what were you gonna say, Matt?
I just how does this progress? I'll say personally, I put money on the Lakers to win the championship. because
Love
of
it.
this. Mostly to hold on to the odds before they got crazy.
It wasn't
I'll
because
say that.
Bronny is now up there full time, just hanging out.
I'll let your dad comment on Bron. How
Yeah,
about
he's
that?
actually going to be on the podcast next time we meet.
Yes.
So that'll be fun.
Yeah. So do either of these teams win the championship? Realistically, probably not.
I don't think
No.
so. Nope.
Right. I still like the Thunder a lot. I still like the Celtics a lot.
I think the Celtics pull it off.
This
again.
Cavs team is
Cavs
fun.
team is fun to watch.
They're a fun group.
I
The-
hope they can keep it up
this
in the
Knicks
playoffs,
team
but
is fun.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of fun teams. The Bucks have really turned it on.
Yeah.
I love to see Giannis actually give a crap for once. That's really nice to see him actually play.
and it's also nice to see 3 teams in the East.
Oh, it's nice. It is nice.
It's
It
weird.
I think-
It's like,
absolutely is.
whoa.
Our beautiful beloved Magic.
Yeah.
Please.
Come on,
Let's not
baby.
lose faith in
Come
our
on, baby.
babies.
Yeah.
I'm not losing faith.
Let's
I
not
love
lose
it.
faith. But yeah, so I realistic contender. This is pretty long for let's talk about it.
Yeah.
But just in general, I don't know why you make that move. Now you shoot yourself in the foot, you blow all your leverage, and now you think everything is going to be okay. You know what? When the Mavs are hanging the championship banner
I was
next
going to
season,
say, now that you
I'll eat
said
crow.
that comment,
Yeah,
I
I was gonna
guarantee
say,
they're winning
I'll
the
eat crow.
championship.
We can
so-
revisit that topic if and when they hang that championship
Yeah.
banner. It's I think both these guys, no matter what team they're on, well, one's on the Lakers now and one's on Dallas. I think they're out for blood because I think they both were just
I hope
like,
so.
what the heck just happened kind of thing. I hope they both play extremely, extremely well.
Do you guys
I do too.
think? So Anthony Davis, he's going to be on a prank show. He hosts a prank show.
I did not.
This
know
was
that.
all a joke right now.
Do you think it's a prank?
Maybe.
That
Like
would be
legitimately, it starts in 2
hilarious.
weeks on TBS.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
Okay.
That would be insane.
That would be crazy.
Do you think it would be just one giant?
And they have to
thing?
sit out of their games for a while. Just
for
to,
2 weeks. You got to sit out of these games.
He's going to do one show, one prank, and this is it. And then he's going to sail off into the sunset.
Incredible.
Oh,
you know the amount of respect I would have for Anthony Davis if this was a real bit.
That would be wild.
That is crazy. I think there's going to be I think there's going to be one more crazy shakeup when it comes to the trade deadline.
Well, Jimmy Butler has stated that he will only play for the Phoenix Suns.
I saw that.
Oh,
and I also saw Kevin Durant's name being tossed out there now.
Yep. The
I don't
Warriors
know.
are trying to get him.
I was going to say, yep, that. And then there was one other
And
guy.
actually, the Mavericks are trying to get Kevin Durant.
Can they?
You are going to have to do some serious financial gymnastics.
That would make it kind of interesting on that team.
I like Kyrie,
That
Kevin
could
Durant,
be-
and Anthony Davis.
Yeah,
Kyrie at the
I
one,
like
Durant
that
at
team, baby.
Kyrie at the 1, Durant at the 3, Anthony Davis at the 4.
That
and
could
then,
be a really good fit for
yeah.
that team, actually.
Caleb Martin can be 2, and then you can bring Clay off the bench if you really want to.
Yeah, if you want to.
As long as you can hold on to like
Sixth
that.
Man of the Year.
Sure.
If you can hold on to that Gafford. See, the Mavs have to hold on to the lively Gafford, PJ Washington trio. Like you can't part with those guys.
Then what do you do to even to get Durant? What, you give him like 700 first round?
37
you
picks.
you have to trade one of those 3, and you have to throw in a bunch of picks.
Yeah.
Okay, just like contract wise, you have to throw those dudes in to be able to make it work. Because both.
I
of
mean,
those
to
teams
lose
are in
one of them
serious
for
problems.
Durant, it's not like you're hurting your defense horrendously. Like Durant's not
I'm calling it
Worst.
right here.
No.
a terrible defender.
No, not at all.
Warriors, Heat, and Suns are going to be in a 3-way trade before the deadline. But I don't know who's going where.
Where's Steph going?
Steph's not going anywhere.
Of course not.
No,
He
he's
deserves to retire.
he's
there.
he's retiring there.
Don't screw him over.
Yeah,
He's retiring.
he's ready to play 3 more years and just be like, all right, I'm going to take my $15 million 1-year contracts every single year until he sails off into
You
the
think he's
sunset.
only getting $15 million?
No, he'll get more than that. But
Oh, buddy, he's getting $50 million.
for 1 year,
Hell yeah!
what is
man.
LeBron getting right now?
He's getting like 45,
Yeah, you're right.
and he's doing a 1+1.
You're right.
Yeah.
That's wild. I love it. That was a lengthy. Let's talk about it.
Yep.
I love it
Super
though.
Bowl.
The Super Bowl. I'm feeling 22.
Shut
Ugh.
up. God damn it. Keep that in the podcast. I hope we get sued by Taylor Swift.
It is staying in the podcast. What is she going to come after? I don't know if she's coming after anything with me. What do you guys have?
Maybe she'll sponsor
Our
us.
ham sponsorship?
She might. Or she'll just hear that voice and be like, yeah, I'm going to give him all the rights to some music and it's going to go on the podcast.
Yeah, because historically Taylor Swift does that.
Yeah,
She's
I know.
super cool about things.
She is very cool.
I wish you luck on that.
Hey, she was wearing a T on her leg at the Grammys the other day.
A T for turd.
A T for Taylor or a
Are
T
we-
for Travis, depending upon what you're looking into.
So that was a good chat about Luka. I wish him well. I'm sure he'll be rightly compensated by the beloved Lakers. And I'm sure everybody in Dallas is going to embrace Anthony Davis.
Maybe it will make me watch a game or two now of the NBA. But the Super Bowl's coming,
That
so
was the
we
whole
can't
reason the
watch it.
trade happened. They were losing viewers. They had to do it.
Is Taylor Peterson not watching?
Yeah.
Anyways, let's go back to another beloved squad that Taylor has adopted this year. The Washington Commanders, who were beat by the Philadelphia Eagles
Beat. We were pissed on.
55-23. The Eagles score 7 rushing touchdowns, which ties the record for most in a playoff game.
Insert different word for beat here.
It was over from the first play. The first Saquon touch, and it was over.
That was effortless.
Pretty much.
It was the first touch of the game.
60-yard
60
touchdown.
yards.
Yeah, 60-yard touchdown.
Ran a little counter, and it was just like, oh, see ya.
So even despite all of your ho-humming, everything is gravy, doesn't matter at the beginning of these playoffs, you got to admit that championship, it stung.
It did sting.
It stung a little.
And I made a comment last podcast. Like, I was watching it, and these guys were playing games, and as the true hardcore Washington fan I am now, I was just in the other room yelling and screaming at the TV.
So we talked about how Washington played, I mean, virtually a perfect game against Detroit.
Absolutely
Yeah.
perfect. If you compare
Flawless.
those two, it was flawless.
Now you look at this one,
Oh, my.
Washington. Let's just go with turnover battle in general.
Now you
Philly
know how
had-
it feels to lose to Philly in the playoffs.
Philly had 0 turnovers and Washington had 4,
Yep.
Yeah.
which is almost the reverse of what they did to Detroit.
The whole game was
Obviously.
almost a whole reverse.
Yeah.
besides
kinda
the
was.
besides the running game, like Philly's just so good on the ground, and we'll get into that later.
I mean, the only thing that was different is if I feel like the Commanders needed to put up a few more points, but then it was all. Other than that, it was
Yeah.
pretty similar.
But
Just
Washington,
reversed.
I guess the one little silver lining here, Washington had 251 yards passing, 99 yards rushing. That's not that bad.
No.
Now, when you look at the other team scoring 55 points on you, it's bad.
Yeah.
But just in general,
Well,
like,
a lot of that's the 4 turnovers you said.
yeah.
They capitalized on every
I
single
don't remember
turnover.
the fourth
And
one.
the
but yeah.
turnovers are mostly fumbles
They were.
that
Yeah.
were not by Daniels.
That is true.
So they got down early, and then they went into this panic mode
Yep.
of like, okay, we got to throw ourselves into it. Daniels was 29 to 48 in that game and was sacked 3 times.
Mhm.
He threw almost 50 times in that game. That's not the game plan.
No, you have to when
No.
you're down that much, though.
That's right. That's not the game. Ertz and McLaurin had great games. Had 14 catches between them, 155 yards and a touchdown. You can't really look at that offense and be like, wow, what a disappointment. They really let us down, except for the fumbles, of course.
Yeah.
You
But that
could do a little
defense just
bit.
got shredded, and we knew. We knew that the possibility of them
Well,
getting shredded was
30th ranked rushing defense against
Right.
Saquon Barkley is
Against
not a
Saquon.
matchup you
Hey.
want.
On the defensive side of things, guess what we saw at the end of the game, though? My man Marcus was out for helmets.
high. He was trying.
He was trying to
He
get
was
ejected.
trying real hard.
He was trying to get
yeah.
kicked.
He was John with AJ Brown the whole game.
whole game.
And it was just rough. But I mean, just to put a cap on your beautiful Commanders, and I'll turn it to you in a minute here, but I mean, pass rushes are a top priority, and let me give you a glimpse of something beautiful. Myles Garrett told the Browns that he wants a trade.
Saw that.
This is a man who is a Defensive Player of the Year candidate every single year. If Washington does not give up the farm to get Myles Garrett, I don't know what they're doing over there.
Man,
Now, there's more for that defense that needs some help,
there's
but
a
they,
lot more, but
they
yeah.
need pass rushers, and there's going to be some options this offseason. The Eagles have Josh Sweat, who is just hired new representation. This is the end of his deal. He's going for something big.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not be with the Eagles next year because they don't prioritize him like he wants to be.
Mm-hmm.
You grab a Josh Sweat, you grab a Myles Garrett, you're in a much, much different position. But I want to turn it to you if you've got an ode to the Commanders. Oh, Commander, I love you.
Washington.
There you go.
My home and native land.
Oh, that is Oh Canada, but Oh Washington instead. Our Canadian audience is not going to be happy about that.
Love you, Canada. Great maple syrup. I will say this about the Commanders. It has been fun to watch. It's been fun to follow. Jaden Daniels is a hell of an athlete. He's going to continue to progress. He's going to put on a little bit of weight, get faster, get stronger, be able to read things a little bit better, even though he has been, after that first game, he's been reading defenses extremely well. I don't think the offense side of things is our problem. Like you said, we need our defense to be shored up, but also that O-line. Jaden Daniels made our O-line look good. Because when
I don't know if he made him look good. He just made it work.
but it made him look good because like he wasn't getting. He can get out of trouble, is what I'm
Well,
saying.
I mean,
he can
was
literally
running for his life the whole time.
exactly.
So anyone
but
who
when he
watched
ran
it,
for his
yeah.
life, he would get 12 to 15 yards. So
Statistically, they looked better.
they did.
Yeah.
We need an O-line though, is what I'm saying.
Visually, they looked like crap.
I am extremely pleased. I am extremely happy I jumped on this bandwagon because this all started as a joke. Honestly, you look back at
No,
it.
don't
started as a joke.
don't tell the listeners.
I'm
that.
going to. I'm going
Yeah, but
to.
now Taylor is completely obsessed with them.
But
Yes.
now
It's the first time I've ever heard him shout at the TV at a football game. It was great.
maroon and gold all the way. Got my Jaden Daniels shirt.
That's
That
right.
thing will be worn all off season.
You got to get yourself a jersey, man.
I think I'm going to.
gotta get
I want one of
yourself
those
a
black ones, those black and maroon ones,
Those are pretty cool.
with the
Those are
W
nice.
on it.
Those are pretty cool.
So, no, it's been extremely fun to watch. We got a playoff win against the best team in the league, in my opinion, and we won 2 Super Bowls. Like I said,
Did you hear
Throwing some
that?
shade at Philly.
Ooh, best team in the league, huh?
best team in the league.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get to that. We'll get to them in a minute, but we'll get to these goddamn Chiefs. So
You know how hard I'm back on their bandwagon right now?
on the
Because
Chiefs,
fuck Philly.
Yeah, well, I
Oh.
agree with that, but I just don't want to see the Chiefs win again. But at the same time, I
Fellas,
can't root for Philly, so it's just horrible.
We'll wait for Super Bowl talk with these
Yeah,
with
sorry,
these
getting
Chiefs.
ahead of myself.
Fuckers.
So, if Lucifer was real, he'd be a Chiefs fan, right?
Maybe.
Most likely.
I mean, he's got to be. I mean, he might be a Cleveland Browns fan.
Matches his
he's-
colors.
I'm sure he's a big fan of Deshaun Watson or
He controls
maybe
all
Justin
the refs.
Tucker of all things. But, how can this keep happening?
Just say it.
How can this keep happening to the Buffalo Bills?
Yeah, it is. It's sad.
Like, it's really turning into like Josh Allen is Peyton Manning and Patrick Mahomes is Tom Brady.
Yeah, and then I'm going to relate that to
Well,
basketball.
then he's going to win one eventually.
Right. So this is the thing is like, okay, if we have that,
I don't think so.
If maybe that could be the comparison, then you're saying Josh Allen will get 4 cracks at a Super Bowl ring? I'll take it.
Hey, Josh Allen's
That's
a
great.
great Charles.
He'll be traded for 3 of them or whatever.
I was going to say, so who would Josh Allen, if Josh Allen was Luka Dončić, this is good. This is good.
Let's hear it.
Because I think this is actually pretty freaking close.
Let's hear it.
Even though Luka made a championship and Josh Allen didn't.
Before you go into that comment, Luka, no,
Or
not
would it
Luka.
be more like
Josh Allen is the Charles Barkley of the NBA or Patrick Ewing of the NBA. Everyone who played in Michael Jordan's era. Now, I'm not
Yeah.
comparing Michael Jordan to Patrick Mahomes. Stop it, people, right now.
It's not too
Not
bad.
even close. Different sports. Michael Jordan's 100 times better. He's not. I don't think he's going to win a championship. If Patrick Mahomes is involved, he's not going to win a championship. Now you can go on and what you were going to
because
say.
of Lucifer.
It's like if Josh Allen got traded for Trent Dilfer.
No, it's not.
it's not.
No, not,
it's not at
even
all.
close.
I'm trying to come up with
This is
something
more
off the
like
dome.
if Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen got traded, which would be really, really
Yeah, it's-
weird.
Yeah, I would say that's
Yeah.
pretty close. I would say that's pretty close.
Just flip flop.
So
yeah.
And then Patrick Mahomes wins with the Bills.
Oh my, that'd be so bad.
So the Bills did everything almost right in this game.
Yeah.
Won the time of possession, only allowed 2 sacks, had more total yards, ran more plays, didn't turn the ball over. And you would think if you heard that from somebody, you'd be like, "Oh, well, congratulations to the Bills. They're playing the Super Bowl."
Yeah, if you didn't watch the game, you would just been like, okay,
But Satan's favorite quarterback ran for 2 freaking touchdowns,
unreal.
Yeah.
did just enough passing to get them to the championship again.
Old man Kelsey had
Every
a game of his
time.
career or game of the season
Oh, sure.
for him.
Yeah, the 2
was it?
catches.
I thought he was
gonna
that
say,
the
that
game
was the
before?
game before,
Oh, that was
yeah.
the game before.
I
Never
was
mind.
like,
never
I
mind.
don't
Yeah,
think he
I was
did
going to
very
say
much.
Travis Kelsey had 2 catches for 19 yards.
Yeah.
Never mind,
The
I
previous
take-
game, he had like 2 touchdowns and like
I take that
100
back.
and
It was the
something.
game before. Yep. Continue. Sorry.
James Cook, 13 carries, 85 yards, 2 touchdowns, had 3 catches, 49 yards.
Solid.
He's not even on the field for every single possession. They're swapping him out for Ty Johnson and Ray Davis.
Why?
Like
That
it just
man's
it
been a
doesn't make
beast this
sense.
year.
They're not the Bills didn't lean in and they tried to get too cute and their play calling was bad. And the Chiefs this is the most gettable Chiefs team in years.
Yeah.
Yep. For
Going back to when the Bengals beat them at Arrowhead to go to the Super Bowl when they played the Rams.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the most gettable Chiefs team that you can possibly get. And they just blew it. I mean, they scored their touchdown with 6 minutes left in the game. 6 minutes. Why would you give Patrick Mahomes 6 minutes? Now, granted, the Chiefs didn't look that great. They had to settle for a field goal with 3.5 minutes left, giving the Bills a ton of time. And then what did they do?
Nothing.
sure. Absolute disaster.
Penalties, terrible passes, misreads, and then a moon ball to Dalton Kincaid that hit him right in the chest and he dropped.
Yep.
End of ball game.
And don't
They give
forget,
up-
0 blocking.
And 0 blocking.
Yep.
Like, it's so disappointing. The Chiefs had 3 rushing touchdowns. Again, I can't stress this enough. Patrick Mahomes
had 2 of them
rushing touchdowns on
On 2
11 carries.
on 2 bionic
I mean,
ankles.
you're also not allowed to hit him, but
I understand
not in that game. I'm not making
Xavier
excuses
Worthy
for that
stepped
game,
up.
but-
He had-
You
he had-
can't touch him, Trevor.
Yeah,
You can.
that game, none of the reffing was that bad. People can complain all they want about that first down, but
I mean, think about this, and this kind of informs my Super Bowl pick when we get to it. But the Chiefs in these 2 playoff games have almost given up 300 yards
Mhm.
between those 2 games. Rushing.
Mm-hmm.
They have a problem defending the run. Now, they've done pretty well throughout the season, but these playoffs have been pretty illuminating for what happens when they have to bail out. Now, Jalen Hurts as a quarterback versus C.J. Stroud and Josh Allen, very different.
Mhm.
Josh Allen, C.J. Stroud, terrific quarterbacks. Jalen Hurts is a running back who plays quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
But, like...
He also can't talk that well. Sorry.
He
that's
doesn't.
That's a whole nother comment.
And you just said he can't talk that well?
He just, I don't
You think you're killing it
I
over
can't
there?
understand him. I'm not.
This is what happens when Washington loses to Philly.
This is what happens. This is what happens. He's like, he
Just-
can't talk that well. He's not that good looking.
just boiling
You
over
know,
here.
I think the eye black is kind of messed up. I think those earrings are weird, and he's just too handsome. You know what? He's just
Hey.
too handsome. Some people are too handsome.
You are reading my mind right now. I love
Exactly.
it. I love it.
He is a handsome bastard, that Jalen Hurts. My
Is he?
Goodness. Yes.
There's way more handsome dudes in the NFL than him.
Rank him. You're obviously going Travis Kelce.
Travis Kelce is a fox.
No, he's not, man. He looks like a cop. we're getting into dangerous territory. We
Here
gotta
we go.
Let's
Yes,
back
yes,
up.
yeah.
Let's back up. Let's
Anyways,
back up. Let's back up.
rewind.
So, Bills Chiefs, what stood out to you guys in that game as far as like, boy, Chiefs have reinvigorated my belief in them. I'm attaching myself to the hip, or is this a Bills blew it?
Both. Because it's a matter of the Chiefs are never the better team and they always find a way to win. So I am convinced this is going to happen forever. History is written already. So
Especially this year. That's been their MO.
yeah,
They've
I
never
think this,
been the best team, and they've won.
Yeah, pretty much.
And it just sucks, man. I just gotta say, it sucks.
I agree.
And now Philly, who I have such a hatred for,
Yeah,
is the other team.
I do too now.
Yep.
And there's so many things running through my head of like, what? I shouldn't support the Super Bowl. That's stupid.
What are you
Fair
guys?
for
What are you guys
potential-
doing on Sunday? We can all get together and boycott it.
I mean, Sam's
Like the rest of the
Sam's gonna
country.
be gone
Well,
all
it's still
weekend.
on and our eyes are
Our
closed.
wives are also going to be
She's
gone
not-
all
she's
weekend.
not back until I don't know what time on Sunday. So I
sad.
have to deal with a
thought-
little man.
Danielle and Michaela are making it back for the Super Bowl, I think.
That's their plan, but
I
we'll see
think
how
so.
We'll see if it
we'll see how
works.
toasty they get during that 30th birthday party.
Or what?
Or no, they might go.
Ocean.
They won't be
Soaked?
ocean. No, they
Ocean.
won't be ocean.
How
They'll,
about
be,
soaked?
they'll probably be soaked.
They'll be soaked,
They'll be soaked.
but not the Mormon soaking.
Not the Mormon soaking.
Okay,
Like
anyways.
spring break white T-shirt soaking.
Where are they staying? Anyways, anything else on Chiefs Bills? I got nothing else. I can't fucking talk about the Chiefs anymore.
No.
Like, we
I was
got,
going to say, we might as well
Super-
just
we
get
got
to our Super Bowl
stuff
predictions
next.
and just quit talking about these losers.
I got nothing else because there's gonna be more coming out when we start talking about the Super Bowl prediction. So let's just jump into it. Eagles, Chiefs, guys. Chiefs, 100%. Blow them out. Patrick Mahomes is gonna throw
Blow 'em
450 yards. Travis Kelce is gonna have 210 yards catching, 3 touchdowns.
More accurately, what's going to happen is Philadelphia is going to be the way better team. They're going to just lose by the last second drive. Just
Barkley's
like
gonna have
always happens
250
with the
yards on the
Chiefs.
ground with 4 touchdowns. I hope it's 65-78.
I hope
What
the
is
game
wrong
just...
with you?
I want to see a shootout.
All right, sorry. We just introduced a child to take over Taylor's mic for a little bit there. So he's just talking about Dragons and watching the Chiefs win the Super Bowl.
always I get my chicken wings. I'm fine.
I get my chicken tenders and ranch. It's okay.
I would love for both teams to lose. That'd be great.
There's some NFL players saying that. Like, I hate
If
both
there's a
their
way.
teams. I don't want anyone to win.
If there would be a way for both of the teams to lose. So here's this is the rematch. So
Yep.
2023, obviously these teams played. I wouldn't say there's a lot of changes to either team as far as the players and everything like that goes, but Chiefs won 38-35. Mahomes had 182 yards and 3 touchdowns. Jalen Hurts threw for 304 yards and had 4 total touchdowns. He had 3 on the ground.
What a stud running back.
Eagles dominated time of possession, 35 minutes to 24. Neely ran 20 more plays, only turned the ball over once, and only allowed 2 sacks. This goes back to that Chiefs-Bills discussion where if I say that to you, you're like, oh, the Eagles
Yeah.
won that Super Bowl, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wrong.
But that's what
It's
every game the
crazy.
Chiefs play. That
It would
this
be-
is
this
happening.
This is what it is. What it is.
It'd be fun
Yeah.
to go back to all their Super Bowl wins and just be like, look at that rundown that you just said.
Yeah.
Don't look at the score and be like, who won this game?
I mean, it's the only one that really, like, the only team that has ever beaten the brakes off of the Chiefs during this Patrick Mahomes run is when they played the Bucs in the Super Bowl, and Tom Brady just destroyed them. Which is why he's the GOAT and not Patrick Mahomes, but that is something for a later day.
I would agree with you.
I don't care if he wins another. I don't care if Patrick Mahomes wins another Super Bowl.
That was the best Super Bowl in a long time.
Anyways, so like I said, it was not a great game to watch, except for Rihanna. She did great at the halftime show.
You couldn't even see her. She was 80,000 feet above the frickin' stadium.
Look up.
Do you think she was singing? I don't think she was singing.
Who cares?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
I'll listen to a recording of Rihanna while she shows off her
she
baby
has
bump.
bangers.
Oh, that was, you're saying the Chiefs?
The halftime show?
The halftime show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
she was
Rihanna.
wearing all red
That
and the
was
white
last year?
dancers.
For
Last
some
year
reason I
was
was thinking that was 2 years.
last
No.
year was Ursher.
Yeah, last year was Usher.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Because our wives were
That's what I was thinking. I was like, Usher is last year,
Yeah.
but you're talking about the Super
our
Bowl 2
wives
years
were
ago,
oohing
so-
and
Yeah,
eyeing
you mean
in the room.
when
The
the
rematch.
Chiefs and Eagles
Yep.
played each other in the Super Bowl? Yeah, referencing that. Uh-huh.
My
I think-
mind's
Like
blown.
exactly
Like
what I'm talking
that
about.
the Chiefs and the Eagles didn't make it last year.
This just goes to
Doesn't
show
make
how much
sense.
we care about the Super Bowl when we're talking about the halftime performances.
That's
Of
all
the
Matt's
last
gonna
two
watch for
Super
this
Bowls.
one.
We will get to the halftime performance.
yeah, he just did some work at the Grammys too.
I'm so damn happy.
Wow,
He had a diss album.
He doesn't have
and
to yell about the
destroyed.
Grammys. this time.
and worked
I'm
people.
not yelling about the Grammys.
He's gonna get very deep and decisive.
You guys want to know something funny though? Diane Warren was nominated for a Grammy and she didn't win.
God damn it, Diane Warren!
It's not nice to do that to Diane Warren at Grammys.
Okay,
Anyways,
continue going before you
So-
get onto a Diane Warren rant again.
so again, a number of the players are returning. I mean, you can like the most notable part of this is the offensive line, like keeping those two lineups the same or very close. Because like Cam Jurgens, he's obviously replacing like Jason Kelsey, but Cam has been a borderline All-Pro. He's a Pro Bowler. He's a back injury, which is a little worrisome
yep,
but-
because Landon Dickerson was the center,
because Landon Dickerson had to step in.
and then he got hurt. Well, he got banged up. His knee is messed up.
Yeah.
So both of those guys are now iffy.
But Mekhi Becton, he's also kind of a newer guy
Yep.
on that line. They all look really good. Jordan Mailata, that Eagles offensive line is probably the best in the NFL.
They got a great line.
And then like if they're 1A, then the Chiefs are 1B. Creed Humphrey All Pro this year. They're just really, really solid. The biggest upgrades for both these teams, and this is where I think it might influence my own decision for the Super Bowl. So like the biggest upgrades is Xavier Worthy has looked really, really good for the Chiefs.
Yep.
Solid player.
Whoever Matt picks, I'm picking the other team because
That's probably not a bad idea.
I'm going to do the same.
He is actually going to cause some fits for the Eagles secondary, which I think the Eagles secondary is much improved because they've added these guys like Cooper DeJean, Quinyon Mitchell, Jalen Carter, who got drafted last year, is an All-Pro, probably the best defensive tackle. Looks like young Warren Sapp out there. That's kind of the biggest things. Is Chiefs offensively have gotten a little bit better. I mean, Pacheco,
Yeah.
Kareem Hunt, like those guys.
They've added good pieces.
But the Eagles' defense, Zach Bond, he wasn't in that last Super Bowl, and he's a Defensive Player of the Year candidate this year. They've really stepped it up. And Saquon, obviously, is the biggest outlier for the Eagles. When you replace Saquon, Miles Sanders, Kenneth Gainwell, Boston Scott with Saquon,
the dude's unreal.
I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. So, like, my biggest questions going into this game are, like, how do you slow down Saquon Barkley? Can you?
I mean the Chiefs do have a good defense, but you can contain him. You can't stop
Yeah.
him.
What would be containing, though? Like 100 and... Because he's averaging like 120 yards a game, isn't he, this year? Isn't it something absurd like that?
Yeah, I mean, he ran for over 2,000 yards this year.
Yeah. So containing him...
If you can miraculously keep him under 100 somehow,
if you can keep him under 100,
The
you
Chiefs
win the game.
The
Yeah.
Chiefs win the game.
If you can keep him under 120, 125, and one touchdown, the Chiefs have a chance.
Again, the Chiefs have given up almost 300 yards of rushing in this postseason alone.
Yeah.
Now, again, I realize that throughout the season they've done pretty well. But Saquon is on an all-time heater right now. You
And
want to
it's
say
gonna be
under 100 means the Chiefs wins.
Yes.
I'm saying over 100, the Chiefs lose.
Okay.
I
I'm going
think
over
over
100.
100. The Chiefs should lose, and I think it's going to happen, and the Chiefs are still going to win.
That is probably how it would happen.
That is how it's going to happen.
Under 100, Chiefs win. I think over 120, I'll even say 130, no chance. I think he's going to have his 3 touchdowns if he's running for that much. Yeah.
I
'Cause
personally think that Philadelphia is by far
Philadelphia is the better team. Yeah,
and
by
they
far.
just aren't going to win it.
You watched him in that Washington game. That hurt. But you watched him in it, and he literally walked into the end zone.
Well, I don't know
untouched.
if Washington's a good example of proving.
You're an NFL defense. You should be able to get bodies on someone, you would hope.
Yeah, but if you're comparing the Chiefs, who
I'm not
are in the
comparing
top
to
3
them. I'm
to
just saying
Washington's.
how effortless. I'm saying how effortless Saquon is making it look all year
True.
against
Yeah.
any defense.
No, I agree.
So
aside from obviously Saquon and his just incredible run, I mean, he's going to be named Offensive Player of the Year before the Super Bowl happens, and
Unless,
whatnot.
why am I blanking right now? Chase.
unless
steals it.
Jamar Chase, well,
Yeah.
there's a chance of that.
Triple Crown.
Triple Crown winner. But I'm really more focused on the defenses versus what can the offenses do in this game. So both these teams have 10 sacks each throughout these postseasons. So I don't know. You kind of call that a wash, right?
Yep.
Like both going up against stout offensive lines. If Chiefs get 2 more sacks or 1 more sack or something like that, obviously that makes a difference. But somebody like Zach Bond, again, not on the team last time, Defensive Player of the Year candidate, he's going to be the one that has to spy Kelsey. So Kelsey had 6 catches for 81 yards and a touchdown in that previous Super Bowl. They did not have somebody of Zach Bond's caliber. He's one of the guys that the guy that got the interception actually in that game against Washington.
Yep.
Him spying Kelsey, is that going to make a massive difference? Because we literally just saw the Chiefs beat the Bills without Kelsey stepping up, right?
How many times can you rely on Patrick Mahomes rushing for 2 touchdowns, I guess?
And then can the Eagles' impressive turnover run continue? They have 10 turnovers this postseason. They have forced 10 turnovers. They have not turned the ball over once. The Chiefs have not forced a turnover this postseason. So there's a give and take there. Where again, the Eagles are on this legendary push in the last month and a half.
You said, they're on a heater.
I mean, if anyone saw anything related to this year, overall the entire year, and didn't know who the 2 teams were, there's no way anyone is choosing anyone but the Eagles.
Right. So I build this whole case up. I ask these questions. I wonder these things.
Just which team are you actually picking, though?
Because statistically speaking, from what I can see, and even if you want to go back to the regular season, the Eagles, like you guys said, are the better team.
They are, for sure.
But Satan is on the Chiefs' side.
Exactly.
Does it matter?
Do you even have a pick over there?
The Eagles.
You have the Eagles?
I'm going with the Eagles.
I'm going with the Chiefs. I already
I'm
said
also
it.
going with the Chiefs.
I can't pick the Eagles. But let's look at the Chiefs all season, besides the playoffs, didn't score anything over 30 points.
Yeah.
And they were holding their opponents to less than that, obviously. And some of those games are what? 10, 15, 18 points.
Right. But I mean, the other thing is that
but they have the capability of shutting good offensive down because they don't play in a bad division.
But Philly's also in that role
You're right,
as well.
but
Their defense is that good too.
If you look at Philly has given up big time games. And you can even look back to that Washington game that they lost, where Daniels was doing his thing and they were playing well, and so
a 38-point game or something.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't know how many times they gave up 30.
What I'm trying to say is I think the Chiefs, they've done it all year. They've been in those situations. They've held their team. They've held teams to not much because their offense just sucked during the year. I think that they can do that over and over again. Philly, sometimes if they have a little bit of a lapse, is the pressure going to be too much? I don't know. They've been all to the Super Bowl. I don't know. I like the Chiefs when it comes to the defensive side of things. For me, just looking at numbers and statistics throughout the year. Go Chiefs.
Go nobody.
I was going to say, let's not say go Chiefs.
Trevor's going to be playing games in the other room
No, I will
and being
most certainly be watching the Super Bowl,
Ooh.
and I'll be cheering for nobody.
Are you going to wear a Vikings t-shirt?
Maybe.
I'm rocking my Jefferson jersey with Harrison.
Love it. Love it.
Well, actually, we might throw him in the Harrison Phillips one.
I was gonna say, what the hell?
Yeah, we throw him in that one. This just goes back to the beginning of this year when we were previewing the NFL season.
Yeah, we've come so far.
It's been a long season, hasn't it?
It has. But it also went by really fast.
Harrison was not born
No.
when we did that podcast. Anyways, I said I'm just not going to bet against the Chiefs until Patrick Mahomes is not with the team anymore.
Yeah.
I really
And
thought.
here I am
Oh yeah.
betting against the Chiefs. And I know it's stupid. Look, I pulled for the 49ers last year over the Chiefs. I did. I put money on them to win. And they freaking lost in overtime. And the McCole Hardman touchdown to end the game killed me. I can't believe the Chiefs do this. But they've done it all year, man.
Yeah.
They've done it all year. 15-2.
Crazy.
Squeaking out these games
Without
against the Texans and Bills.
scoring many points.
What do we do about them? We need to send somebody.
Give up all hope. That's what you do.
We need some more dirtbag players in the NFL that, like, after the Patriots almost perfect season, that Titans safety went low on Tom Brady and blew his knee out.
Yeah.
I'm not putting a hit out on Patrick
Mahomes.
Are you?
But I'm not putting a hit out on him. But, like, something needs to
We
happen
don't need
here.
that. We just need to have the Luka Dončić trade of the NFL, where Patrick Mahomes goes to another team to go win a Super Bowl.
Patrick Mahomes. Actually, you want to know
Andy-
something crazy?
Andy
If Patrick
Reid leaves and
Mahomes,
Patrick Mahomes.
if Patrick
leaves.
Mahomes went to the Bills and Josh Allen went to the Chiefs, I would put so much money on the Chiefs to win with Josh Allen.
Yeah,
I would put an insane amount of money on the Chiefs to win.
And the worst part would be when Patrick Mahomes comes and wins another
Exactly.
Super Bowl.
Exactly.
That's some
So
wild
I'm going
stuff.
Eagles. You guys going Chiefs.
Yep.
What are we going to put on this? A little friendly wager among friends.
What do we want to put on this?
I mean, we've been doing a rack of hands.
We
That's
have
why I
been
said we
doing a
could just
rack of
keep a
hands.
rack of hands.
All right. So I will have to owe
Who's
both
refilling
of you.
the fridge?
I will owe both of you hams.
Yep.
If the Chiefs win.
Deal.
And then you will owe me hams when the Philadelphia Eagles win.
Deal.
And just know I'm not going to be happy about it. I'm going to be conflicted when the Eagles are raising that championship above their head.
Yeah.
But then you're going to be
I was gonna say,
raising. You're going to
that's the
be
better
raising
question. Who do you
230 racks
want
above
to
your
win,
head as
Matt?
well.
Who would you prefer wins? If you had to choose.
It's so disappointing.
I know, I'm very conflicted
I don't
here
know
as
how
well.
else to say it, but it's just so. But this is the NFL. Steelers, Patriots, Cowboys, like these teams, like 49ers. There is not a lot of parity in the NFL. So I know a three-peat is like unbelievable for the Chiefs to be able to get,
Mhm.
and that should be celebrated. And they're on an incredible run. And I have a lot of respect for Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid and all that kind of crap. I am just sick of it.
Yep.
The same way I was sick of the Pats when they were doing the same
Exactly.
crap.
It was better when Tom Brady went to the Buccaneers and won a new one.
And I was so
Like, that
happy
was
for Tom
exciting.
Brady to
Yeah.
win for the Buccaneers. And I was so glad he was not in a New England Patriots uniform.
Yep.
That's
Exactly.
And,
That's just how
I want to watch the New England Patriots lose for another 30 years because I feel like they deserve it. And the same thing with the Chiefs.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
It's
I
just how
agree.
sports work, though. Like you look at your Dukes, you look at your Yankees, you look at all the teams across all sports, collegiate or not. The people who keep winning championships are like, screw those guys. So yeah, I can see where you guys are coming from.
Answer though. If you had to pick one, how
Okay.
much do you hate Philly? Is
I would-
basically the
Okay,
question.
I hate Philly. I think what Saquon has done this year is miraculous, and I think it reinvigorates my love for teams running the ball, and I would love to see him win a Super Bowl because I feel like this is his only shot.
That was actually my only thought on the way I can be okay with Philly in the slightest is just Barkley.
I like Darius Slay. I like a lot of their defensive players and stuff too. I hate the fact that Nick Sirianni would have a Super Bowl ring.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts is completely overrated, but they have done a dynamic job of keeping that roster together, even going back to when they beat the Pats in the Super Bowl. A lot of their offensive linemen
Yeah.
are still guys that were with the team back then.
But I still
That's
think I have
crazy.
to lean slightly towards Chiefs because the only reason I hate the Chiefs is just because they keep winning. I don't have any other reason.
I understand.
So I have to feel like
You're a
that I'd
coward.
be more okay with the Chiefs winning.
Yeah, you're a coward.
I hate Philly. I can't.
Take a risk.
I don't know if. Well, I'm
Take
not
a
saying this for like picking
Philly's
who's
dirt.
winning. I'm saying I hate Philly enough that I'm not going to feel okay when they win it.
I want to watch people in Philadelphia eat horse crap off the ground again. I'll be honest. I'm selfish that way. That was hilarious. They
That
eat
happened.
poop.
That happened last time.
They eat poop and they climb poles. They have to slime up their poles.
They do lard.
Somebody died in the last during the NFC Championship fun. Like somebody died out there in Philly. That's crazy.
Those cats are wild.
Go Birds.
You know what's gonna be fun though? We're gonna end it with this tonight, and we're gonna kind of let Matt take this away because, good old Kendrick.
This is
This
Diane
is
Warren.
this is what the people have come
This is
for. You
what-
want to know my Super Bowl bets?
This is what we're doing. Where are the bets at? Where's the money at? Where are you going?
This is real financial money. This
Yeah.
is real U.S. currency. This is stuff.
This will dictate your kid's college fund.
Well, God, not that much. But my wife definitely doesn't know how much money I spent.
Until
And
she
by the
listens.
way, I'm not letting any of you shitbirds know how much money I put on this stuff either, because it's definitely not that much. So I got some Super Bowl bets.
Yeah, make it sound better.
So because communist Minnesota doesn't allow sports betting, I had to go to the lovely, horrible state of Iowa to do this.
Lovely, horrible state.
Okay, it really is
It's
a
an
bad
interesting combination.
state. So I shouldn't say lovely. It's not lovely there. They probably eat horse poop too there. Just like the people of Philly. They have plenty of horses to do it for.
What are your bets?
Yeah,
our
exactly.
Iowa audience just tanked.
Yeah, it did.
They tuned out.
Hey,
All four of them.
we're getting
All
more
right.
recognition overseas because no one in the States likes us.
I'm calling this one, the first one, the passing under. So Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes both going under in this game. It's not a sexy pick, but it's the first one to get out. Under 210 for Jalen Hurts and under 251 for Patrick Mahomes. Jalen Hurts, 160 yards per game this postseason. Patrick Mahomes, 211 yards per game this postseason. I will say that Patrick Mahomes has thrown over that mark in 3 of the 4 Super Bowls he's played in. Putting a little money on it. It's not a
So
giant
you're
bet.
expecting a boring game.
I'm expecting.
Or are you
boring
thinking
game.
rushing's
No,
going to be
he's
insane?
wait
It's
till
a
he
lot
gets
of
to the
rushing.
Barkley
Lot
line.
of
It's going to be like, yeah, I'm just slamming that over.
600 yards.
Any thoughts and reaction to the only boring bet?
I would also lean towards that they're going to be low in yards.
Okay.
Yeah,
But I don't know if it'd be that low, but I think they'll be low. They're going to just barely crack above what you
Barely.
is, but yeah.
Probably 1 yard over.
Yeah, pretty much.
Let me a little side note. Bet on the NBA. Probably a bad idea, right?
Yeah, it's a terrible idea.
So I had a 3-player teaser going on. Little 3-player parlay. I need Cade Cunningham to get 25 points. I needed Nikola Vucevic to get 20 points. And I needed Oscar Thompson to get 10 points.
19-9 and
No.
24, 19, and 9.
No.
Yep.
Thompson, Vucevic both hit their spots. Cade was 3 points short.
Yeah, naturally.
Betting is terrible.
Yeah,
Anyways.
it is. I had one of those earlier in the
The
NFL
NBA is
season. It
so hard.
sucked
So
because of flowers.
I mentioned
Yeah.
that there's not going to be a lot of passing going on in this game. This game is all about the running backs bet. Saquon Barkley and Kareem Hunt to combine for 200-plus rushing yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. That's a plus 550 bet. Pretty solid. Philly has allowed,
They only have that at 200 yards?
yes.
Okay.
These are two really top-tier defenses, though. So
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so,
No, you're right.
So Philly allowed only 104 rushing yards per game this season. KC only allowed 101 rushing yards per game this season.
Okay.
If I was able to, I would combine this with the Saquon MVP bet. I can't because they're fascists at FanDuel. By the way, this is all FanDuel stuff. So if you guys think, oh my God, those odds are wrong, take it up with FanDuel. I really don't care what you think about me. So anyways,
We would love them to sponsor our podcast.
yeah, I guess.
It
Fine.
would be really fun.
Not a sponsor,
FanDuel,
but
you
they
could be a
could
sponsor. Just talk to Hams first. I mean, they have priority. Here's a little side action that I decided to take. You can't parlay these together, obviously. Saquon, 175 yards, rushing and receiving, and you can do Kareem Hunt 70-plus yards. That's a plus 2,094.
Yeah, I'd take that.
Kareem Hunt for what?
70
90.
plus.
Oh,
so
70 plus.
I did alt lines on those
Total
guys.
yards, or was it?
70
so-
rushing yards.
oh,
70 plus
rushing,
rushing
okay.
yards.
And Saquon's combined.
Combined, receiving and rushing.
Yeah, I'd take that.
Pretty nice.
Yeah.
Good odds.
Any touchdowns or just straight up yards?
Just straight up yards.
Cool.
For that one.
I like that.
That's, again, if you want to do a little side action. The Mahomes will throw a pick bet. Quinyon Mitchell to record an interception plus 950, or, and I did both of these actually, Zach Bond to record an interception plus 1400. So I mentioned Zach Bond, gonna have to be the Kelsey spy. Watching him. I love Quinyon Mitchell. He's a runner-up right now for like Defensive Rookie of the Year voting. Mahomes is gonna throw one up for grabs. He's been pretty sloppy with the football this whole year. If the Eagles can dictate some pace throughout the game, they can force the Chiefs into throwing. Mitchell might be able to snag one. Here's the only drawback for Mitchell, and this is why I kind of went with Zach Bond too. He doesn't have a pick this year. So,
but there's no better place to get one than the Super Bowl.
Yes, exactly.
That's what gives you the bag the next year.
The bag.
I like that. Okay.
Trevor, you're silent. He doesn't like any of them.
Fine.
Folks.
I like the QB one the best. The
He
passing
closed his
yards.
eyes for a couple.
He
minutes.
likes saving his money. He keeps it not going to FanDuel.
Well, we established he's a coward, so that's fine. The next one, the fun anytime TD parlay. So it's not enough to just do Saquon, Hurts, and Xavier Worthy to score a touchdown.
Who'd you throw in there?
I threw in Noah Gray.
Oh.
Noah Gray. Who's Noah Gray, Trevor?
Good old guy that's not going to score a touchdown.
Well, he might.
Is he playing in the Super Bowl?
He is. Noah Gray is the backup tight end. They run him out there quite a bit. He had a career year, 5 touchdowns this year.
What was his odds? Yeah.
Plus 5,820 for all 4 of those gentlemen to score a touchdown.
And Matt put $100 on it.
No.
He put Harrison's whole retirement fund on it.
No. If you sub out Gray, it's just 612 for those 3 guys, so it's not as fun.
Yeah, that's not as
Yeah.
fun.
It's not as fun.
I hope you hit that.
And you say, I'm a coward.
You know what I'm going to be most curious about?
How bad I have to pee right now?
No, I'm going to be texting you to see if you're hitting these numbers.
You guys clearly don't like the fun anytime touchdown parlay.
No,
How
I
about-
do. Noah Gray.
How about
I hope
this?
he scores.
How about this for a little fun? You've got $5 left in your account, and you're not going to let it just sit there for the next game, right?
I'm picking the Gatorade color.
So
You're picking Gatorade color.
Well, if I have $5 left in my account, yeah.
All right. I'm not going to do that because I'm not a chump.
What
Okay.
color are you going with?
Purple.
Purple?
Yeah, they're in New Orleans. Mardi Gras. Beads and everything.
Get a life. Anyways, so $5, and I did put $5 on this for context. That's the only.
But was it your
bet
last
I'll tell you.
$5?
It was not my last $5. Will Shipley anytime touchdown. Who is Will Shipley, you ask? I'll tell you.
Why does that name sound familiar?
Because he ran for 77 yards and a touchdown on the Washington Commanders last game.
That mother.
It's the only thing he's done all year.
So Will Shipley, backup running back, actually third string running back for the Eagles. Kenneth Gainwell went down with a concussion in that game against the Commanders. He's still questionable to play in the Super Bowl.
He'll be
So
there.
Will
Yeah.
Shipley will be the backup. Now, what if Will Shipley, not on the goal line because they do the tushy pushy, Will Shipley just strolls in for Super Bowl glory. 1 touchdown, 1,100 and 1,100 odds on that baby.
Yeah, I hope you hit that one.
That's a fun one, right?
I hope you hit all
It's a
these
fun
and the
one. It's a fun
Chiefs
one.
win.
That's a fun one. So, how do you guys feel?
I like that one.
You like it?
I
They
like
were
that one.
fun bets.
Those were
Good
fun
luck
bets.
getting your money.
It's not done.
Yeah.
Some Super Bowl repeat bets. So, back in 2023, the only bet that I hit was on the Jalen Hurts to score an octopus. What's an octopus?
It's a great question. What's an octopus?
It's not just an animal. That is when you score a touchdown and a 2-point conversion on the same drive.
Okay.
Who'd
He
you
hit
bet?
that
He did.
in the last game, and
Nice.
I won
Nice.
money on it.
So he's using that money to make all these bets. He's just saving.
So, it's a plus 2,700 odds
Uh-huh.
on that baby. Now, Saquon is at plus 2,000 if that excites you a little bit more, as far
I
as
like
odds go.
I like that.
But they have to score a touchdown, so Jalen Hurts would have to rush for a touchdown.
And rush for the 2-point conversion.
Exactly.
He can't throw it.
He can't throw it.
So Saquon could rush and rush.
Or catch and catch.
I was going to say more likely it'd be like
Who'd you
rush
go
and
with?
catch.
You went with
I went with
Jalen?
Jalen Hurts.
What's his odds?
Plus 2,700.
And what's Saquon's?
Plus 2,000.
Oh, okay.
Did you just join the podcast?
I think for
Yeah.
your
Okay.
Jalen
Yeah.
one, you're going to have like, there's going to have to be a penalty on a field goal kick or an extra point kick, I mean. And then they're
Or
going to
if-
push it.
I don't know.
Or if some scoring gets out of hand, or they got to make up some ground, whatever.
The way they go
Jake
for it on-
Elliott's missed a lot of extra points this year.
Well, I'm saying the only way he's making his 2-point conversion is if he's so close that they're tush pushing it.
I know that is the problem.
He is a running back, though, designed as a quarterback.
But guess
Yeah, but
what?
he's not running from 5 yards out. He's
Guess
running
what? He
from,
he
like,
did that last
Quarterback
Super
draw.
Bowl. He did that last Super Bowl.
Yeah, he's
there's a
gonna
chance
he's gonna
he
take
did.
a page out of Jalen's book because he watched him. He's like, damn, that guy's good, and he's gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna run this.
Now, here's the other repeat bet that I've got. KC defense, anytime touchdown, plus 700. Nick Bolton had a fumble return touchdown in the previous Super Bowl.
All right,
It's always fun to bet on the defenses because you also get a little special teams in there. So, say they bring the opening kickoff back.
yeah, like Devin Hester style.
It's money in my pocket.
Nice.
It's money in my pocket.
Imagine if you hit that the first one, and then you're just off to the races.
The sounds that will come out of my body.
Yeah. You watching the Super Bowl solo this year since the wife will be gone?
I think she's supposed to be back, and I've got the kid.
Yeah, I know you have the kid. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, so I mean, he'll be there.
Nice. So just
I don't know what I'm
you and the
I was
kid
gonna say,
post
if
it
you need
up.
a spot. We got a spot
I think
for you.
I think Chris and Tori are coming.
We're gonna
over.
hear you
It's a
across
lame
the
one.
town just yelling.
Ah!
Exactly.
It'll be close to that.
That's his conflicted sound when he doesn't know who he wants to
Yeah.
win.
So, anyways, those are my real bets that I could place money on. Now to get to the real Super Bowl. I watched the Super Bowl for the halftime show. Like that kind of thing. Or people are like, when does the Kendrick Lamar concert start?
You
Which
are
is what
you
you
are
are
saying
waiting
that.
You guys
for,
don't-
though.
You guys don't talk.
No.
That's what you
want.
want.
Do that kind of stuff.
You do.
Okay.
Especially with Kendrick.
I'm only here for the Kendrick Lamar concert.
I mean, Michaela already did say that. It hasn't even gotten 2 Super Bowl
Michaela's a
Sunday.
Kendrick Lamar fan?
Yeah.
I doubt it.
Well, she doesn't like Kansas City or Philadelphia, so
Okay.
she's
All right.
definitely
So Kendrick.
yep,
So Kendrick.
Lamar fan.
So, there are some odds out in the books, not in FanDuel, but just
With
floating around for first song and last song for Kendrick.
Oh, so you actually okay.
This is fun. So I've got some odds for you.
Tell me him.
Not Like Us is plus 195.
To be the first one?
song.
Yeah.
Humble is plus 210.
Okay.
Euphoria is plus 300.
Okay.
Squabble Up is plus 380.
Okay.
King Kunta is plus 430. They will not play that song. I will tell you that right now. They will not play that song.
Or they'll just play the instrumental part for him coming out, and then he'll get into all his
could
music.
be that. DNA is plus 500. Those are the only odds that they really have for
It's going to
it.
be an old one.
I'm going to say DNA
It's going to be an old one.
because that's a banger
Or
to
Humble.
come out to.
Yeah.
Or Humble.
It's going to be DNA or Humble.
There's going to be some bangers. But, so like the only guest that has been announced with him right now is SZA. You're probably not familiar with SZA's work.
She, right? Or is it a he?
Correct.
It's a she.
It's a she.
It's a she. Yeah.
Yes.
She is on his album.
Yes.
Yes.
So-
I'm
and
not
vice versa,
familiar
yeah.
with her work that well, but I've listened to his album back and forth a bunch of times.
So if you guys are Black Panther fans,
I like Black Panther.
okay. I'm getting a nod from one and I'm getting a confirmation from the other. So the end song is All the Stars.
Yeah.
So that's a Kendrick and SZA song.
Oh, okay.
So they don't have odds on this, but I do think a cool way to start it would be to start with All of the Stars because
Yeah.
it's a
Super Bowl.
nice song.
Yeah.
You could do some cool stuff with your phones in the
Was that song
whatever.
in Black Panther? Is that what you were?
Yes.
It's the
Okay.
end credits, isn't it?
Yes, it's the end
Yeah.
credits.
Okay.
First of all, Kendrick Lamar worked on that whole album, so I don't even want to. It's a whole other thing. But anyways, I think DNA is a banger. They should start out with it. They're not going to start with Not Like Us because they're going to end. With
They're going
Not
to
Like
end
Us.
with it. Yeah, they
So,
have to.
last
they
song-
have to.
Last song.
I hope he plays the whole thing.
Oh, I hope
Just
so.
starts crip walking across the
So,
stage.
Not Like Us is plus 500 for last song. Euphoria plus 800. N95 is plus 900. United in Grief is plus 1,000.
N95 they have on there?
Yeah. No. They're not doing
No.
that song.
No.
Just
no.
like United in Grief is a very sad song. They're not going to do that.
No, they're not going to do that one either.
DNA is plus 2,600 and Swimming Pools is plus 1,100
For the last song.
for the last song.
I can see him doing DNA or Humble first, Not Like Us in the middle, or DNA and Humble last. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
just switching
Yeah.
those two.
It's definitely going to be a prioritization of his later work, and maybe we get like Money Trees from like the Good Kid, Mad City album. So I think he's going to go Not Like Us, and I don't know if you guys have watched any of right when his album came out, not the one that just came out, but the one before that has Not Like Us on it. He does this thing
That's
during the
GNX, right?
GNX, yeah.
Yeah.
He does this thing during the concerts when it's doing Not Like Us and it's A minor, like making fun of Drake.
Yeah.
It repeats and repeats
Yep.
and repeats
Yep.
and repeats. That is going to happen during the Super Bowl, just like it did at the Grammys.
Did you see it at the Grammys?
Where Taylor Swift is right back there saying A minor.
He had everyone saying
So
that.
Yes.
there was no betting odds for what you said way earlier in the year where he brings Drake on the stage.
So Drake will be spared. He's in Australia right now.
Yeah, he's
I've
not
seen some
coming.
very sad videos of him walking around Perth. So good luck to him. I'm sure he's having a lovely time. But yeah, I think it's going to go Not Like Us. I think what would be a fun one for him to do would be like TV Off. I don't know if you've heard that song
I
quite yet.
have not too much, but I've heard the whole album multiple times.
TV Off, it would be really good because DJ Mustard would be in it.
Yeah, is that
He
the
does
one
a
where it
lot of
says
songs.
mustard?
Exactly.
No, he literally screams
Nailed it.
mustard.
Yes. So this is going to be a banger. There's going to be so many people that hate this halftime concert.
Yeah, there are going to be a lot of people who would be like, why is he doing this?
But it's going to be me enjoying it as much as I can.
I'll be enjoying it.
He's not doing any of the songs he did when he did the Dr. Dre halftime show in LA. So like he only did a
he
couple.
only did 2, right?
Yeah, he
or
only
like
did
a
a couple.
montage of like 2 or 3.
And it was a lot of his older stuff when
Yeah.
he was working much more closer with Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
So and that has been less and less as the years have gone on. But anyways,
Yeah, I'm
I
excited.
look forward to it.
He just worked Grammys.
He did great.
4 Grammys.
Proud of my young man.
Best song, best performance, and something else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we won't talk about the Grammys. Beyonce won a fucking country award.
Hey, whoa!
Ridiculous.
It is kind of ridiculous.
We are not going to get.
Absolutely
We are not getting canceled
ridiculous.
by the Bayhive because you have beef.
Beyonce's-
Conway
It's going to
Twitty.
be because of Diane Warren.
Diane Warren will save us.
Beyonce's
She could've
talented.
won the best
I will
country
say that
album.
she's really, really, really good at what she does. But country, come on now, it wasn't a country album. Sorry.
So, anyways,
And
everybody lock in those bets
Yeah, lock
that
'em
I
in.
put out there. If you win any money, I get a cut. And yeah, maybe an asteroid will hit the Super Bowl, or maybe the Dark Knight Rises thing
And
will
we'll
happen.
all win.
We'll all win.
We'll all win. Oh man, absolutely love it. That's a long one for you guys today. Thanks for tuning in. Really do appreciate you guys listening every other week or when we get a podcast out. Like, comment, subscribe, share, leave a review, rate the podcast. All of that really, really helps us. Share with your friend, send it overseas, mail it to someone. Do whatever you have to do to spread the word. We will be back in a couple of weeks for the NBA All-Star Weekend, and then it's pretty much basketball, and we'll go from there. Thank you. See you guys next time. Peace.